Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly. We are at the Pineville Ice House today for the New York Hockey Development Camp, second annual New York Hockey Development Camp, put on by Ryan Crothers, the owner of the Charlotte Rush. And it's another great year. We have one of the main cogs as an instructor for this camp, Troy Schwab from the Charlotte Rush. And Troy, another great week, right? This has been so exciting to be here. The kids are having a good time. What's been happening so far these first couple of days?
Yeah, it's been good. I think we're almost done day 3 here today. Things have been going good. We sold out. We have a lot of campers, a lot of kids here taking part in the camp, and it's been good. We do a lot of stuff where we're very high energy, lots of reps, but we got very good and quality instructors here to make sure that we slow things down and everybody gets good instruction, right? We got guys who have played the game, guys who have coached the game, all different levels, all different experiences. So it's a unique opportunity for our players in the camp to be coached by some of the best. But we make sure that at the end of the day, most of these kids go home tired because they got quality reps, right? We're not just a camp that's going to teach and show them some things. They're just going to stand around, right? Like these guys kind of get in the work and they get some reps, and hopefully at the end of the camp, they're better than when they got here.
And what specifically are you working with the guys? Everything? Or are you more specialized in one area or another?
No, I guess my role, I kind of help set up the skill stations and the practices with Ryan. And, we got coaches kind of at every station. Me and Ryan are kind of floating around right now and making sure that the instruction and our lingo and stuff that we want to develop and help teach these kids is being relayed to these kids in the proper way. And just making sure that they're hearing from different voices, right? So, I wouldn't say I'm a skating guy or a shooting guy. We're kind of all over the place.
Troy Schwab from the Charlotte Rush and an instructor here at our New York Hockey Development Camp is visiting with us now during this New York Hockey Development Camp week here at the Pineville Ice House. Troy, got to talk about what was a magical season for you and the Charlotte Rush Elite. You won the national championship. We had a lot of talent, but you and Trevor put it all together. You were the head coach, and wow, what an exciting time it must have been. Talk about when the clock ticked off and you knew that we had won.
Yeah, that was it was a pretty surreal feeling. It was pretty cool, right? I mean, my first year with the Rush and knowing the culture and the history and how much success and the brand and, the way people, in the Tier 3 world speak about the Charlotte Rush and then to witness it. And, we got to give credit to, Trevor and Matt Dibble and putting together our roster, right? I mean, my roster at the elite level was better than any other roster in the country. I don't care what anybody says. I firmly believe that our roster would have beat at least a third of the teams in the Premier League, maybe more. Like, that's how good our roster was. So the challenge for me was just to making sure that those guys would buy in and play for us at the elite level. Because a lot of those players were, let's be honest, they're premier players, but they're playing at the elite level. So that was my biggest challenge. I always knew going into every game that we had a better roster. I always knew that we were going to score more goals. But I just kind of had to manage personalities and people to make sure that they showed up and were ready to play every day and bought into what we were trying to do. And, every credit to every single guy in the elite team last year. They bought in, whether they were a guy that, played all year at the premier level and came down. They're guys we brought at the start of the year and only played maybe 15 or 16 games, whatever the case may be. They really bought into what we were selling in the Rush culture, and at the end of the day, we got rewarded with a national championship.
Yeah, I thought you played the goalies masterfully. Brian Brady played the most, but you did stick Arlie Cutler in there. He didn't disappoint you that one game, so that was exciting. And Troy, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm at home watching all this, and I was weeping a few tears when I saw them give that cup to Luke Dobles. He was a player of the game that last game, and he's the guy that went down from Premier. He could have went home. He could have stayed up and, not maybe played much at Premier, but to see him get rewarded like that, I was just very touched.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Luke, right? And then Luke, he got a scholarship this summer, right? And that's what he wanted at the end of the day. And, he came to us. We didn't go to him, right? Like, he would have made that Premier roster for the playoffs. He kind of saw where we were at with the guys we got coming in, and, maybe he wouldn't have played as much. And he kind of saw that, and he came to us and said, hey, I want to win, right? Like, I'm buddies with all this. We're one big family. Like, I want to win. Can I play on the elite team? And we said, yeah, like, let's go, right? And, the last couple games weekend there, he was there for us. Going to the playoffs, we named him our captain because that's who he was in our organization, right? and he come down and, man, he played well. He played really well for us. And he elevated some other guys there, right? You know, like an Alex James played really well, and Cole Burko, and, you know, Cam Perez, you know, in the first round he got injured, right? And he was our best defenseman all year. And he got injured. He missed against, who was it, Hampton, I think, and then he ended up coming back for the national championship and played through an injury the whole time,
That's
right?
great.
He wasn't very good at the national championship. He wasn't Cam Perez at the national championship, but he was playing through an injury. But it was guys like Luke Dobles and Cole Burko that picked up the slack for us and helped us ultimately get to where we wanted to be.
Troy Schwab from the Charlotte Rush visiting with us here at the New York Hockey Development Camp here in July the 14th in this very nice arena, the Pineville Ice House. Well, Troy, you don't have to worry about defending the United States Premier Hockey League Elite title, but you are going to have to worry about defending the USPHL Premier title because about a month ago you were promoted. You're now the head coach of Premier. I know it's another challenge for you, but it's another challenge I'm sure that you'll meet.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. Obviously, I worked pretty closely with that Premier team last year. You know, I kind of had hands in a couple different things there, and we, you know, me and Trevor and Ryan. So I know a lot of those guys, but you know, I'm hoping a lot of my elite guys come back and they're at the Premier level next year, right? Like that should be their next step, and you know, I'm kind of, I guess, moving up with them. So I'm familiar with a lot of those guys and what makes them tick and how to get the most out of them. So it's definitely a challenge, right? Winning back-to-back isn't easy. Winning any weekend in this league isn't easy. So we got a huge challenge ahead of us to repeat at both levels. And I mean, I tell you all the time, right? I mean, we just talked about it at the end of the weekend, right? It's 2 wins, nothing else matters. But
I love it.
Right now for us, like what we did last year, that's great. We're going to celebrate it, but we got to move on, right? Now what we do going forward is we're here to win 2 championships again. And, you know, no matter what we do at the end of the day, at the end of the year, if we don't have 2 championships, it wasn't what we were looking for. The year wasn't good enough to me.
Well, if I know Troy and Ryan and Trevor and the other members who contribute, the Matt Dibbles and other guys, probably the minute you put that cup on, you were probably on the phone recruiting guys getting ready for next year, right?
Yeah,
Pretty close?
Yeah, and we had a lot of guys, right, that we're hoping to take that next step up to, you know, tier 2, you know, get into the North American League or, you know, moved on to college. We're losing some guys at the Premier level that are 19 that could be coming back and are going to college, right? They want to make that next step. They're ready for that next step. So our job for recruiting and trying to find players never ends. You know, after we win a national championship, we're still talking to guys about trying to come back next year because realistically, guys can go anywhere they want from year to year, right? So we did a really good job getting majority of our guys back in the fold to hopefully repeat and to kind of keep this roll going.
Final question for Troy Schwab. Just talk about, this has to be part of the Rush success story, guys moving up. We have several guys that have already signed with Corpus Christi, right?
Yep.
CJ Zezima, Charlie Merkley, Bubba Battisti. We got, 4 guys heading to Arcadia University in Philadelphia, several to Wilkes. So eyes of the college world and even North American League are on the Charlotte Rush players right now, and that's what we want, correct?
Yeah, no, that's the development model, right? Like our job, if I had the best player in the league and I could keep him for 3 years, like that's really good for our team and winning games, right? But our development model is to have these kids come in, develop, and move them on where they want to go, right? So I think right now we're at, I don't even know the numbers, close to maybe 9 kids going away to college next year. We have 4 North American tenders. Ty York just tendered. He was at Rock City over the weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, won a world championship up with us there and was really good, right? And, you know, so he gets tendered in the North American League. The North American draft's going on right now. We got some other guys that we're hoping get drafted, you know, at some point today in that league. So, you know, our job, hopefully there's, you know, 15 guys that could return next year that are moving on, right? And that's the development model, and that's what the Charlotte Rush are, and that's why people want to come here, right? We get phone calls all the time of, hey, I want to come play. They're coming from situations that were probably good, okay, but they know the situation in Charlotte and what it is from winning and also moving guys on. So, you know, I guess we're fortunate, but it goes back to the culture that started here 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whenever Ryan and Julie and Jocelyn and Saul took over, right? They instilled a culture, they instilled a winning mentality, and frankly, my job is just to kind of continue it, right? I didn't come in and try to set the culture was already set. Now I just got to carry it on.
Absolutely. One final comment I'm going to make. We brought the 3 guys from Manitoba in at the end of the year. Stelio Matheos is a great friend of mine. He played here in Charlotte. He was a member of the Calder Cup championship team. He's a 3rd-round pick of Carolina. He'll be going to Carolina's camp in September. Hopefully he'll make the team, but he's from Winnipeg, and I told him about our guys and where they were from. Troy, he joked with me on the phone. He said, Tim, those are farm boys from Winkler on Manitoba. So I got a big kick out of that, but they definitely helped us win. Troy, congratulations on the championship. Congratulations on being named the head coach of our Rush Premier. Looking forward to working with you all year long again coming up. The videos, the sound bites, everything.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. So looking forward to get started.
Me too. Thanks. Troy Schwab, a coach here at the New York Hockey Development Camp, and also the new head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier for the 2021. I'm Tim Donnelly with the Charlotte Rush. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.